Welcome to today's update video. This is our newly designated tropical depression 3C. The sea basically probably just upgraded this about an hour ago, probably a few hours now. By the time you guys will be watching this, and this is about 9 hours after. In my opinion, it probably should have been upgraded, but whatever. It's upgraded now. This depression is not very healthy right now. I mean, you can see it's being wind shears. It's being easter. Wait. No, westerly wind shear. No, easterly wind shear. It's kind of blowing everything, it's blowing all the cloud tops coming from the east, and it's kind of blowing into the west. It's causing circulation to become a little bit elongated. And even though it's not fully exposed, since it's not very well organized, there are some evidence of bearing features, even though the alpha of the storm isn't that impressive, and it's being restricted largely due to this wind. It's being restricted like on, especially on the south and westerly sides of the system. Pretty good from the north and the east. You can see it's not too bad for depression in the Central Pacific. It doesn't look that bad. And this depression obviously is a threat to the Hawaiian Islands. It's not as much of a threat in my opinion as some are making, but this system is worth keeping an eye on. We'll see what happens to the models. You can see, let's look at the IR. You can see it's slowly becoming better organized, and after the T numbers increase to around T2.0, the CPHC elected to upgrade this to a minimal tropical storm, to a tropical depression, and they have this trending slowly as since the shears forecasted to relent. They have the strength gain strength slowly as it nears, like it's continuing west-northwest before kind of hooking back to the northeast and potentially posing problems to the Hawaiian Islands. And you can see, let's look at some differences between, look at this way. Let's go through all the models first. Here's the 12Z European. They keep, let's go through. Let's have a little bit of the differences between the European and the GFS. So the European has, in about 5 days, has a trough right here. The 12Z European has a trough here, and has a tropical cyclone here. Meanwhile, the GFS has a stronger trough and has the system gain a little bit more strength a little bit quicker. When those two factors allow for a shift more leftward track over the Hawaiian Islands. Here. I'll show you again. Here's the European and here's the GFS. You can see they both have a similar ridging over the Gulf of Alaska area, and they have both the secondary trough, like off the Pacific Northwest, and they have this, once again, have a pretty big ridge over the Four Corners region. But the only difference is the application of these two troughs. Is the European obviously has a trough a little bit more flatter than the GFS, and I think that's why the GFS brings this a little bit further north. But I would say the European somewhat unrealistically moves this quite slow over the next few days, and probably slower than the CPHC, before eventually meeting the trough and eventually getting hooked back over the Hawaiian Islands as a result. You can see GFS is rolling out in the GFS. And the GFS, you can see here's the European after the 12Z run. Keeps us relatively weak and moves it over. Then here's the GFS that's a little bit further south of Hawaii. And as a result, it doesn't have the system, the European has the system meeting the GFS a little bit more. It doesn't have the European design of the system meeting the trough. No, let me phrase. The European has the system meeting the trough later than the GFS. And there's reasons for the differences. And I think the European in general is somewhat of an outlier here. I mean, there's a lot of outliers in this storm, but interesting enough, the HWRF and the JFDL, like, are both in agreement of a very powerful hurricane passing very near Kauai and posing some threat to Hawaii. And even if the European draft forecast verifies, that will still be a threat to some of the first of all, the minor islands like Throne Island, like right out here. And not only would that be an issue, they still have high surf and heavy rains from the outer land bands, so this could be an issue as well. And there may even be some gale force winds on Kauai, even though the core is still likely to remain offshore. As a result, this system probably bears watching over the next several days. see what happens. Even if the European comes out, and even the HWF and GFDL runs are somewhat toxic. I mean, sure, they have a very, very heavy right bias in the space, and it's worth noting. As a result, I think the system will miss Hawaii. Not by much, but I think it'll miss it by a solid amount, and enough to keep the core of the system offshore. But wait and see. I mean, obviously the CMC is kind of in fantasy mode as usual. I mean, the no gaps also has a system bring the system relatively close to the islands. And then GFS Ensemble Mean, which is a little bit closer to the EKZ GFS, also brings some relatively close, but just barely misses it to the Hawaiian Islands. It's something to keep an eye on. I think the consensus right now is that the system will barely miss the Hawaiian Islands. In addition, there's also Invest 90 degrees. Invest 90 degrees C. Invest 94C rather. CPHE just declared this invest last night. It's looking pretty good, and some of the models has some kind of huggling the dateline and possibly becoming a tropical cyclone. Especially some of the European ones have been bullish on this. And here's Typhoon Goni. There's a long animated black dvorak, and you can see it's steadily. I mean, it's trying to hold in there. It's stalling a little bit, which means heavy rains can occur over the Philippines and eventually into Taiwan and Okinawa. Anyhow, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Bye.